Gracie Bullyproof 101 Seminar here at Gracie University headquarters and at certified Gracie Jiu-Jitsu training centers all over the world. We can't wait to see your child on the mat. Now, Hidon, why do we do these seminars?
Listen, bullying is happening everywhere and it's not going anywhere. So we know how badly kids need to learn these techniques to keep themselves safe.
At one point or another, every single child will get bullied. They will experience this.
It might be a verbal bullying, and it might be physical. And we don't know.
In today's day and age, it may very well be online. So the question is, as parents, what can you do to help prepare your child for this inevitable reality? Now, the way we look at it is bullying ultimately is a function of boundary setting, right? Because bullies typically are going to target children who don't stand up for themselves. They don't want to be contested or challenged. Ultimately, what we've realized, and this is through teaching this program for 20 years for us now in our lives, and being part of a family legacy of jiu-jitsu and self-defense for nearly 100 years, is that the targets of this type of behavior, in order to be bully-proofed, they must stand up for themselves. And what this means is they must be able to set boundaries with potential aggressors or bullies in their life. And it could be something as simple as, hey, don't ever do that again, right? But to be able to say, don't ever do that again, or hey, don't come close to me, takes incredible courage. And what we've found is that children typically won't set boundaries that they don't feel capable of enforcing. And this, ladies and gentlemen, has to be the biggest breakthrough for you as parents. It's not good enough to tell your child, hey, Joey, go stand up for yourself. When he comes and teases you or trips you, punch him in the face. No, tell him to stop. Joey can't do that. Joey has to have the physical skills to stay safe and defend himself from that violent attack. At the very least, protect himself from harm. That's why we teach kids jiu-jitsu. Now, the irony is once they learn the physical techniques and their confidence grows and they go to the bully and they say, hey, don't ever do that again. And it comes from a place of confidence and physical preparedness and certainty in one's abilities. Once that happens, the bully doesn't retaliate. Am I right?
So you almost don't even need the techniques.
Once you learn the techniques, you don't need the techniques. And this is why we say in jiu-jitsu and in this family, learn how to fight so you never have to. Friends, you're not teaching your children jiu-jitsu so that they get into fights. You're teaching your children jiu-jitsu, and we're going to help you do that so that they never have to use their jiu-jitsu.
I think the parents are ready.
You guys,
they're in.
So, the Gracie Bullyproof 101 Seminar is so that your child can try jiu-jitsu with us. With this mindset, learn some techniques, build their confidence, understand the complexities around bullying with the hopes that not only do we build their courage and confidence, but also to demystify bullying. It's long been documented that when you see situations like school shootings, even sadly youth suicides, oftentimes they're rooted back in the person who experienced extreme bullying, had no outlet, and ultimately resulted in an act of violence towards themselves or to someone else. It makes it in the news. It's a huge ordeal, as it should be. And then when we see those incidents, all we ask ourselves is, wow, if we would have traced that all the way back and that child would have had the courage to deal with those bullies, or the community to communicate about the challenges they were facing, to let that have a release valve on the pressure that was being built up in that child, how we might have had a different outcome.
Now, for this seminar coming up, your children are going to have some reservations. They're going to have some fears. Mainly, they're going to be nervous.
There's nothing more important for us when we take our children to experience something new, that when they go there, that it's a positive experience. So we're administering these seminars with all the fun, all the games, all the positivity, the collaboration that we would want for our children to experience it, because we know that if they have an amazing first experience, might they and you consider continuing them on the jiu-jitsu journey. So that's our goal, that it's more fun than you could possibly imagine. The techniques are more effective than you could possibly imagine. The energy is more positive than you could possibly imagine. And the topics that we discuss are more relevant.
And when it comes to making the class fun, what we do is we blend games in with techniques. So kids are learning self-defense techniques while they're playing. Almost some kids don't even realize they're learning how to fight until one day they're on top of someone, they know how to hold the person down. So that's why the kids enjoy it so much, because are we going to martial arts or are we going to just go be physical with friends and have fun and play with each other and pretty much learn this almost like undercover learning of self-defense?
Yes.
Now, as a parent, the last thing we want is for our children to be bullies.
Yes.
Because that's our child hurting another child, whether it's verbal or physical or cyber abuse. We don't want our children to be bullies. And now, is there a risk? What is the risk if we teach our children these fighting techniques that they now use these techniques to bully other smaller kids?
Because the nature of jiu-jitsu is so inherently non-violent, meaning the techniques are not based on punches and kicks, but rather control, de-escalation. You're putting out fire with water. We've had students who've used the physical techniques in schools with zero tolerance policies. And normally, two kids that get into a fight, both kids are equally punished because it's zero tolerance for any physicality.
And because how they fight.
Yes.
It's just two kids.
It's two kids punching each other and they both go to the principal's office. But because the techniques were used and the determination was made that our student used the techniques of control and negotiation in the physicality of the fight, the techniques were deemed reasonable defense. And while the aggressor, the bully, was in trouble in these situations, the user of the techniques, as reported by the principal of the school, was not in trouble because they did not escalate. They protected themselves from an attack, they took the subject down, and they controlled until help arrived. This is what we're talking about.
It's almost like your child becomes a bully extinguisher.
Oh my gosh.
Because the bully now, they didn't get punched. Right? They were not hurt. They were simply controlled. So now it makes that bully kind of go back and self-reflect and like, hold on, what am I doing here? Look what I'm creating for myself by bullying other children.
We call it the rules of engagement. We teach the children this. Rule number 1, avoid the fight at all costs. Self-explanatory. We don't want to fight. Rule number 2, if physically attacked, defend yourself. Even in schools where there's a zero tolerance policy. Rule number 3, if verbally attacked, follow the 3 T steps. Talk to the bully, right? De-escalate, set boundaries. Tell, and then tackle. Tell who? Tell the teacher, tell the grown-ups. Get additional help. If they can't help you, and this is all happening in the corner of the playground during recess, guess what? And the bully's attacking you, you take them to the ground and you immobilize them with jiu-jitsu until help arrives, and you don't aim to hurt them. You just aim to let them know that what they're doing to you is unacceptable. So rule number 3, follow the 3 T steps when verbally attacked. Rule number 4, never punch or kick the bully. Establish control and negotiate. And rule number 5, when applying submissions, if at all, if they're going to use a joint lock or a submission, use minimal force and negotiate. Friends, these are the 5 rules of engagement of the Gracie Bullyproof program. Your child will learn them. Your child will become them. And we're so excited to share those with you.
So when you show up to this seminar, what do they wear? What do the kids wear?
Regular athletic attire, a t-shirt,
kid
shorts.
Clothes.
Yeah, shorts, just kids exercise fun. Shorts and a t-shirt, good to go. Preferably with shoulder coverage, right? So instead of a tank top, bring it down to the biceps here with a t-shirt and you're good to go.
Parents?
Yes.
Some kids might have a hard time stepping on the mat. The parent can maybe join them on the mat.
100%
You can take off your shoes. You can go sit next to them. Maybe even do a technique with them. But you just being nearby, we know, brings so much comfort, brings so much safety. And we don't want any child not to come to this seminar because their parent can't be there. So you should be in the room, on the mat possibly, but for sure, it's my children.
Yeah.
My own children. If I'm on the mat, they'll go. They'll go quick. If I'm not on the mat, they'll hold back.
We're going to teach 5 or 6 techniques.
We're going to play 5 or 6 games.
We're going to play some games, 5 or 6 games, techniques, Gracie games. We're going to play some other games, some Simon Says, maybe some dodgeball, just an overall circus with jiu-jitsu blended into everything. Now, the day of this seminar, if you absolutely love everything about what you experience and your child loves it as well, the day of the seminar, and only the day of the seminar, you will have available to you a boot camp opportunity where your child has the chance to try Gracie Bullyproof for an extended period of time before you kind of commit for the long haul. So we're going to do this at a massive discount that is only available the day of the seminar. So just be aware that the seminar by itself will be the best time ever. You're going to love it. But by the time you're done, should you want to continue, just be ready to take action that day because that special discount won't be available if you wait 24 or 48 hours. It'll be gone.
Listen, thank you for trusting us.
Yeah.
to teach your children jujitsu.
And what's crazy is it goes beyond jujitsu, you guys. As you'll learn when you get to the Certified Training Center and to this free seminar, there's also a character development aspect to all of this. Because we realize that when your child falls in love with jujitsu and we're their teachers, that there's a relationship and a trust and a respect for their teachers in jujitsu that is different than the one they have for their school teacher or their basketball teacher or coach, or even sometimes different than the one they have for their parents. It's a unique relationship that we have. And what we try to do is leverage that relationship with your child to teach them life lessons, right? Respect, discipline, citizenship, health, manners, all of these other things that we love to teach our children, but sometimes we have trouble doing in the household. There's now an outside voice teaching those same lessons. So the Gracie Game Day Character Development Program is amazing. We're going to explain that more at the seminar, where kids can come to a Gracie Game Day party every 2 months for earning points in these different categories of character development at home. So the lessons we teach will extend way beyond self-defense.
Can we say that the character development program pretty much has become jujitsu?
Yes.
They are merged. Let's not separate them anymore.
It's way beyond. You guys, the seminar is free, but you must save your spot at graciekids.com. If you've ever thought about getting your child into jujitsu, this is the introduction you've been dreaming of. More fun, better techniques, better experience for your child than you could have ever imagined. And guess what? If we don't exceed all your expectations, we'll give you your money back, which is zero money, because you're not going to pay for it. We'll see you on the mat, you guys. Make sure you save your spot. Much love, much respect.